I envision a world where everyone has a high standard of living, but I also envision a world where there's no more primary resource extraction, there's no more emissions, and there's no more waste. I hope my technologies are a driving force in making both these worlds a reality. I am Novek, I am 21 years old, and I am a scientist and inventor. I'm the CTO and founder of Innovator Energy, and our mission is to increase the global standard of living while reducing resource consumption and pollution. I've been awarded 16 granted patents, and I have many more pending applications. A granted patent means an invention has gone through a rigorous examination process. It also means the patent examiner has verified the invention is something that is different than everything that's existed before it. Usually, the process is 5 years or more. Fortunately, many of my inventions have taken a lot less time, and that's largely because of their novelty. So I had a lot of questions when I was younger, and my parents could answer some of them, but most of the time they actually show me how to find the answers myself. I think my parents created kind of an atmosphere at home that was, even though they aren't scientists, that is more similar to something that a scientist would do. You have to always be questioning things, you have to take that knowledge and come up with better hypotheses or new predictions or conclusions. The first time I was awarded a granted patent for an invention was a tidal power system, and this was when I was 16. I came up with the invention while I was digging holes in the ground at a beach and noticed the water level in the hole was also rising with the water level in the ocean. And I realized that if you could generate energy from the water rising in the hole instead of from the water rising in the ocean, you could generate electricity from tidal power without harming marine life and also without dealing with the ocean currents and waves. And so it was really the first ocean water seepage powered tidal power system. My work focuses on transforming the way we produce and use energy. I've developed technologies which store energy much less expensively and more efficiently, heating and cooling without refrigerants, entirely using liquids at a liquid phase, and CO2 separation where we're able to capture carbon dioxide without burning fossil fuels to power the CO2 capture system, and many different ways to convert carbon dioxide into valuable materials, and ways to prevent emissions from being released in the first place. Using solid core liquids, I discovered that you can create a liquid phase only refrigeration cycle. And because this technology is always a liquid, there is no gas here. So because of that, you ultimately don't have any greenhouse gases, you don't have any refrigerants. And so not only is the process more efficient, but it's also better for the environment because it doesn't have any greenhouse gas refrigerants. Refrigerants alone comprise 1.2 billion tons of global warming emissions every year. And that number is supposed to triple over the next 30 years if nothing changes. If the technology doesn't change, then we're having a very serious problem with permanent refrigerants, greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The inventions that really transform the world or really are impactful usually involve connecting something that is specialized with something that is adjacent to that specialization or maybe completely unrelated to it. I start from scratch of understanding the basic underlying principles of something, so inputs, outputs, requirements. The inventions and motivations behind my work are truly my own. Oftentimes in academia, the focus is on doing things that are immediately useful for other people's research, so things that will get cited, but not on doing things that are risky and time-consuming. And things that are risky and time-consuming are usually things that are more impactful and important to the world. I hope that I'm inspiring people to focus on tangible problems and finding tangible solutions. Because we need new solutions, we need technologies that are different than the ones that exist today, that don't have the limits of the technologies we have today, so that we can really solve the greatest challenges we face today.